Okay, here goes nothing. I'm certainly not dressed for this, um, but who cares? This is the first episode of many for the People's Positive Podcast. My name is James von Brumson, middle name William, and I am the solutionist. That name has come to me in dream time, but before that, as the awakening, the beginning, the original download that I received on October the 2nd of 2025. I awoke at 4:44 in the morning to this vision, this dream that was indescribable. It really was. I woke up my wife at 4:44, who was in a deep sleep probably until 4:43. But the free restore, it was a voice that it didn't sound like a voice in my ear because I was asleep. um, I'm sure if either any of you have had a download before, you know what I'm talking about. It was like an inner knowing. It was less like, James, you need to create a free store. And my response to this voice, which I firmly believe is the voice of God or the Spirit of God, um, call it what you will, the creator, the universe. It doesn't really matter to the creator, to the universe, to God, to Allah, to Yahweh, because it's one and the same. That having been said, um, the original awakening was, James, you need to create a free store. And I responded, what the bleep is a free store? And when I say bleep, you can transcribe four letters. One that starts with the letter F, ends with the letter K. There's two letters in between. I'll let you guess as to what those letters are. Um, United Collaborative. Let's just put it that way. It's an acronym. Um, so anyway, I said, what the bleep is a free store? And the voice said, no, James, you misunderstand me. I didn't say free store. I said free restore. I said, I still don't understand. Please share with me, like, what is this free restore you're speaking of? It showed me a vision of this little boy. He was probably like 6 or 7 years old. The boy didn't have a name, but I'm going to give him the name Johnny for this story because, little Johnny. But Johnny was putting a car into an envelope, and the car said, sorry, the car didn't say. It was a little toy car, like a matchbox car, I think is what you guys call it. In Africa, we call it a dinky toy. And it's just like a miniature version of like a truck or a little car. And he put it into this envelope. And the envelope, as he sealed it, it said, it was almost like the camera went in on the envelope and it said UBIVERSE on it. UBIVERSE in capital letters. And then I heard another voice, kind of like from a phone or a tablet or something like that, saying, "Thank you so much for your gift. Now, what would you like in exchange?" And it sounded like an AI agent. I have AI agents, or had them working for me for my landscape business for a while, and I've shut them off now because they're too fake. But this was like a normal voice, like a mellifluous voice, something that inspires calmness in oneself. And it said, "What would you like in exchange?" And little Johnny, he said, "I want a Bugatti Veyron." Now, if you guys don't know what a Bugatti Veyron is, let me bring you up to speed. A Bugatti Veyron is a very, very fast and very, very expensive car. I'm not actually sure the valuation on it, but I'm assuming it's somewhere in the $3 million range, US. But I should probably check that out. Either way, it's a very expensive car. And the agentic AI agent was like, "Oh, Johnny, that's really sweet." Like, and I think that's a really commendable want. However, let's talk about needs versus wants for a second here. And the AI agent then proceeded to tell Johnny, and I don't remember the exact like wording or phrasing or something like that, but it was educating Johnny on needs versus wants and on consumerism. And the thing is that we all could use this message of like, you know, like that's a fabulous want, but let's talk about what you actually need in life. And then the agentic AI agent was able to just say, what do you need? And the next things that came out of Johnny's mouth, they made me wake up in tears when the dream was over. I was like literally like had tears rolling down my face. The boy said, "Well, I just want my mom and dad to stop fighting." And then it flashed to this couple, and they were sitting around a dining room table, and they were yelling at each other, and they were yelling about money or lack thereof. And it hit home like. And then there was like this, like this Charles Dickens-ish Ghost of Christmas Present and Ghost of Christmas Future, where it showed these parents not being able to see eye to eye on being able to provide for their own family and their own children, and then putting it into like Johnny, mom and dad splitting up because they can't figure this out, and Johnny is literally goes through life. He's with childhood trauma. He's broken, and so he gets into the wrong crowd, and then before you know it, he's on PCP and other drugs like fentanyl. I don't know all the drugs that are out there, but I have seen these zombification of humans, of people that all have names, like Martha and Bill and Susan and John, but they're abandoned by themselves first and foremost, but really by society as a whole, because society has created the problem. And I can't believe I'm not in tears. Like usually when I say this to people, and I've said it to many people, I'm in tears. But perhaps that's done for now. Um, so Johnny, he as a young man, he falls out of love for himself and for humanity as a whole, and he's lost. And that was the one ghost of Christmas, whatever. The other vision that was shared with me was this woman named Joy. And the reason I know that her name was Joy is because she had a little name tag that said Joy on it. And that also had like a Walmart symbol on it. So, like, she was either a cashier or a Walmart greeter. And I know that this was one of like at least two or three jobs that she held. And she was busy waiting. She was looking at her clock, and she was waiting in her little dingy apartment, one bedroom apartment, as a good mom for a young teenager to come and look after her daughter that was scribbling on some pieces of paper that were on a coffee table that was reused, recycled. And Joy got a bling, like a little notification that said on it, "Hey Joy, we have." So the AI, the UBIVERSE, the platform had connected Joy, who, yeah, she's working three jobs, but she's not doing anything that she's passionate about, which, let's face it, is most of us. Most of us in civilization today are punching a clock. And I don't want to swear because I want this channel to be as clean as possible, but I am just a man, and I'm probably going to err at some point in the future. But I'm going to try and keep it clean so that you can have your children watch this too, because I want Johnny to have a look at this. I want I want for this to be the start of something truly amazing. And so let me get back to the story. I digress a lot. I'm sorry. It's my ADHD brain. I think a lot of you can resonate with this. And that is, again, I think something that, ADHD, the D for disorder, I completely denounce that now. It's a superpower. It's actually something that I resonate with and I embrace because it allows me to think about not just one chessboard and all the pieces on it, but like seven chessboards deep. I'm able to fire on all the synapses and then some. Before I was getting lost in the matrix, but now I can come back to the point that I need to make. And we have a family here. Hi. I just You saw my daughter run behind me, but I'm keeping this real and I'm keeping this raw. Um, so Joy had put into the universe that her skill set, her love, her passion is mediation, and so she was given this what does Johnny want? He wants for his parents to stop fighting, and the AI agent found Joy, who lives probably in the same apartment building or just around the corner, and was able to um, create a calendar invite with these parents. And so was able to knock on the door on Wednesday at 9 o'clock. I don't know why that came to me, but it did in dream time. And knocked on the door, sat down with the parents, and were able to, in one session, were able to reignite the passion that they had for one another, and sorry, to not go through the pain that Johnny would experience. These are tears of joy, by the way. Would not have to go through the pain of livid experience of Johnny, like not having a mom and dad anymore. But they were cohesive and they worked together, knowing that the system was against them, but they were also gonna fight for what was right. And the thing is it showed me Johnny, and it showed a future of Johnny as he was a pinnacle of of greatness for himself, his community. Like he went out and he did great things for humanity because he wasn't broken anymore. And we can all have this gift. And I want to share this gift with each and every single one of us because it's possible for us to create heaven on earth. I truly believe that. And I hope that you do too. Right here, right now, in this moment. There is no other moment. So the UBIVERSE was born in that moment. And over the last 8 weeks, since October the 2nd, and now we're at December the 3rd, 8 weeks in a day, I was supposed to release this podcast yesterday. Actually, before then, but either way, I'm pretty technologically challenged because I'm an organic master gardener, first and foremost, and I take care of my clients and my staff and the plants. Those are really the most important things because they bring us joy. And yeah, that is the UBIVERSE in a nutshell.